Good evening and welcome, folks, to East Texas Tonight. Out of habit, I was about to say East Texas now, but it is East Texas Tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to this program tonight. It's my first time doing this live, so we're all going to learn something new today. But mainly, we're going to learn something new about one of our elected officials here in East Texas, and her name is Shirley Coe. She is the mayor of Bullard, and she's going to share with us a little bit today about what she does outside of office. And she's, definitely got plenty to talk about. So why don't we go ahead and join her here? First off, how are things going? How's tonight?
It's going great. This is my first time too, so we're going to learn together.
Awesome. So, first of all, I guess I have to ask you. I mean, it's not often that I talk directly to people in political power, no matter how, even if it's the mayor of a small town.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that like to be mayor of a city?
It's great. It puts me with my community every day, so I get to do what I love, which is service. And being mayor, I get to serve the community. So whether it's in the city or in my job or in my church, service is one of my love languages.
Ah, yes, I absolutely love that answer because I have to say that that is probably my love language as well. I do tend to show love through acts of service with others, and I mean, my mom can attest. Every time I come back home, I'm just a worker bee helping out around the house. But so tell me, we got a lot of questions to ask you tonight because it's great to meet the folks that run our communities here in East Texas. But be honest with us, first of all. What would you say is harder, running a city or deciding where to eat in Bullard on a Friday night?
I think it's probably harder to run the city than it is to decide where I'm going to eat.
And what about that job makes it difficult? What responsibilities do you have on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I mean, luckily there are great department heads that run the city, and so they just contact me as needed. But just making sure that we're doing our best to run the city and make sure that the everyday workings for the city are almost seamless. There's a lot of kickback being in our positions that we have to deal with. So making sure that it's as stress-free as possible is kind of my goal, So if there's anything that needs to be discussed, that we get it discussed as soon as possible and don't let anything fester. So.
And I can imagine that probably gets to be a little bit stressful sometimes. And
Sometimes.
we'll talk about how you take the edge off.
Yes.
But first, got a couple more questions. First, if Bullard had a slogan like a late night TV talk show, what would the slogan be?
Well, we have a slogan.
Oh, well, yeah, that is right.
We do
Yeah.
have a slogan, but I'm trying to think. A late night slogan for Bullard would probably be where you can sleep
You can see.
sleep soundly, knowing that things are being taken care of.
And also probably helps that Bullard's a smaller town.
Yes.
Not a lot of nightlife necessarily.
No, not a lot of nightlife.
Or at least not the
going on.
kind that keeps the neighbors awake.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Now, I want to talk about, I want to talk about what it's like to be a mayor of a small town. You probably know people who run cities that are much bigger. I don't know if you have any sort of working relationship with, for instance, the mayor of Tyler or the mayor of Longview. But what differences do you note in what it's like to run a city that's, you know, smaller compared to maybe the core of a metropolitan area?
I think the main thing with being smaller is just you have the opportunity on the positive side, you have the opportunity to meet with the community a lot and also get to know them on more of a one-on-one basis. To those that probably are in big cities, it's harder to learn who your constituents are. On the negative side, you have a lot of infrastructure that you have to deal with on a big city versus ours, but ours is probably a lot more antiquated, so we have to work on getting it up to speed. But I think that the similarities are right there. It's just on different levels. So the big cities like Tyler are still dealing with the same things that Bullard is, just on different levels. So it's just, and we communicate a lot. We do communicate and try to work with them as far as if there's something that we're doing that's along the same lines, and more with the county than the cities. But we try to work together with the county for sure.
Do you think there's a small town idea in Bullard in the way that you guys run things that you think bigger cities could learn from?
I really think that it's just about knowing your people and caring about your people. And as long as all of our elected officials do that, then they'll prosper.
I like that answer. Well, now let's talk a little bit more about the city that you run. What would you say is your favorite time of year in Bullard, and how does the city really come alive during throughout the year, whether it
Yeah.
be, summer, school's out,
Yeah.
or Christmas, and
Yeah.
it's time to put up all the lights?
Well, we two of our biggest events are going to be at Christmas time. Our Magic on Main. That's one of my favorite events. Is our Magic on Main, and that's where we have events for the kids. We have events for the adults. We have the Christmas parade. We have the lighting of the Christmas tree. We have Santa Claus come and do his magic to light the tree. It's truly, when that happens, I feel like we are a Hallmark movie. That's what I imagine when we have all of those events. And then of course during the holiday 4th of July, we do our blast over Bullard, and people come from all over to come to our blast over Bullard. So those are two of our main events that we put on in the city of Bullard, and it brings out so many kids and so many people from not just Bullard, but Jacksonville and Tyler, just to come enjoy the festivities.
Are there any other events off the top of your mind that you think, bring people from out of town, maybe even out of state, to come and enjoy?
I feel like, we have locally, the Brook Hill has the American Freedom Museum.
Oh, that's right.
And I feel like a lot of a lot of schools come in, and they will go to the American Freedom Museum, and then they also enjoy our Bullard Park. So we have a very, very fun children's park. And that was actually built by people in our community. So it's even more important to be able to share that with others. So
Absolutely. Now, what's something about being mayor that surprised you? Like nobody, warned you when you got elected, or maybe like, I didn't sign up for this. Was there any sort of like learning curve when it came to taking the city's highest office?
I served on the council for so many years before becoming mayor. It did not really surprise me. I think it is a little bit more work than people think, because you just are wanting to be in touch and wanting to make sure that you know everything that's going on. But I just think that knowing that people just think, oh well, it's not a paid position, so they don't have to, to care about things, but you really do. You end up digging deeper and being more aware of things that are going on around the city, and also wanting to be efficient and connected to the city workers. And so I feel like that, just between the police department and the public works department, just knowing who they are and having them know that they have someone to back them up. So I appreciate everything they do.
Now, let's maybe take a break from talking about Bullard
Mm-hmm.
and, being mayor, and talk more about yourself, because we did ask you what you do outside of work. We asked you to send us some pictures, and
Oh,
one
wow.
thing that you did, or one thing that you told us that you did
Mm-hmm.
outside of work was, seems like you're really into nature. You like kayaking, you like
Yes.
fishing. Tell us more
Yes.
about that.
Yes. Yes. So when I am not working or not out in the field being mayor, I like to spend my time out on the lakes. Lake Tyler, Lake Palestine. I like to kayak. I have a kayak that is aired up. I have a little car, but my kayak is able to be pulled out of it goes into a huge backpack, and I've taken it to Broken Bow and went out to the lake there, and just I like to kayak and then fish. I don't have a fishing boat, and I don't fish off my kayak, but I do have a few friends that do have fishing boats, and they allow me to go out with them occasionally and go fishing. But just relaxing. You don't even have to catch a fish. Just get out there on the water and throw a line out. So that's what I like to do.
You mentioned Broken Bow. Now,
Yes.
I've been with my family to Broken Bow one time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a place that because I hear a lot of people go there, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just a small Oklahoma town. What's so
It
special about it?
is, but it's a tourist town. It's a tourist town, and rent a Airbnb there and go out to the water and go kayaking. Lots of good food, and just a lot of fun. So
Did you?
not too far away.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever go to the petting zoo that they have there?
I have not been to the petting zoo.
Oh my gosh! Next time you go, you have to go to the petting zoo.
Okay.
That was probably my favorite part of that trip. I mean, you can literally go up and feed a deer an apple there, and
Wow.
and like walk around with the goats. Love. You're gonna have a blast if you
Okay.
go. Uh, Maybe if you're not in nature,
Mm-hmm.
what's something that you enjoy that's more of an indoor activity?
Well, I am a big sports fanatic,
That's
so
right.
I love to go to the live sporting events, whether it's going to see the Mavericks play or the Texans. I'm originally from Colorado, so I'm also a big Broncos fan. So last year, having the little bit of upset with them not going to the Super Bowl. But right now, it's the Stars. So hopefully the Stars win tomorrow night and they get to come back to Dallas on Saturday. But I'm a big Stars fan. I also do a lot. I have 5 grandchildren, and my grandchildren take up a lot of my time when I get to spend with them. My granddaughter is competitive cheer, so I just got back from Florida, getting to go watch her take #2 spot at nationals in yes
Wow.
for their
Well,
rec team.
congratulations to
Yes,
her.
yes, yes. So just getting to spend time with them is important to me too.
You did mention something that I didn't know about you. We're learning more about
Okay.
her right here, live on East Texas Tonight. You said that you're originally from Colorado.
Yes.
Were you born there and then moved at an early age, or were you a longtime resident?
Yes, no, I was born in Colorado, and then moved to Texas when I was in junior high. Actually grew up in Crockett, Texas, and then moved to Bullard in 2002.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so
Year after I was born, you moved to Bullard.
okay,
Wow.
make me feel old now.
Sorry about that. But I think it's interesting because, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but, you have a really nice Southern accent.
Yes.
And is that something that you've had since you were little, or did you pick it up in junior year?
I picked it up because
Wow.
there were years where people were like, "You're not from around here," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." But real quick, in the business, you just kind of it just grows on you, and I love it. I mean, I love Texas. Don't get me wrong. I love Colorado, but I love Texas also.
That's really fascinating. The way that language works and how you can even like adopt an accent when you're, transplanted or you move somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
Linguistics is one of my niche areas of things I like to learn about.
Well, if you're around me too long, there's things I say that people kind of make fun, depending on if I'm saying pop or instead of a Coke, or I'm saying ice box instead of the fridge, or just little things
you
like
say
that.
icebox instead of fridge.
Yes.
Really? See, this is another fun thing. This is another fun thing. Having different words for things. I don't know if you ever saw a couple of years ago. There was the New York Times. They put out an article where they made a data set, a map, where you could see how the names of different things vary depending on where in America you live, and it revealed some really interesting information. Like, we call them water fountains here, pretty much anywhere in the U.S. But in pockets of Wisconsin or Minnesota, they're called bubblers. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
And interesting that you said pop, because I feel like that's one that I might have heard growing up, but I don't hear people say pop as regularly anymore. And I also don't hear people say Coke as a generic term for soda either.
Right, right.
So that's
and
really
then
interesting.
tea, if you want tea, you have to ask for iced tea. You just don't get it naturally. Like in Texas. Texas, when you ask for tea, you get iced tea. But up north, you usually have to ask for iced tea.
Oh,
instead
wow.
of just, yes.
That's a fun fact. I love this. Really cool. So I also heard that you really spoke about one of your love languages being acts of service. You also do some volunteer work in the community.
Yes.
That's correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
So one of my favorite places to volunteer is the St. Paul Children's Foundation, and working at Austin Bank, they very much support us to volunteer. And that is some place that we volunteered before COVID, and then of course had to take a couple years off, and then have gone back, and we support them weekly at St. Paul's, and go in and help them prepare food for the families that need it. And occasionally I get to go back. We usually do that in the mornings, and then the afternoons get to go back and actually hand it out and pray with the people that are picking it up. So that is very important to me. It's a great, they have a great purpose and a great story. Look it up online. It's St. Paul Children's Foundation. It's in Tyler, and I love volunteering there. So
Sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, we are a little bit tight on time.
Okay.
So I think I'll ask you maybe one more question. Driving into Tyler, you see the downtown square. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that's happening.
Yes.
The city's growing, and we're having to make repairs and grow with it, right?
Yes.
In Bullard, is there anything that people should be excited about? Are we seeing any new construction or infrastructure projects? What's next for this small East Texas
So
town?
right now, the TxDOT is bringing 4 lanes through Bullard. So that is huge for us. I feel like that's going to bring a lot more traffic through and a lot more business. So one thing, we grow on rooftops, but we really need businesses in Bullard. And so more people coming through Bullard will help that. And we will have 4 lanes. I don't know when the deadline is, but we will have 4 lanes eventually coming through Bullard. And then at the end of this summer, hopefully we will have a new water well. So that's real big, and we've been working on that for a while. So that will support our town and our growth, because we are growing by leaps and bounds. So one of the things I want to mention that I do get to do as mayor is on the National Day of Prayer, I get to have the mayor's prayer breakfast. And so that's something I get to have next Thursday on the National Day of Prayer. We get to have a mayor's prayer breakfast and have all of our ministerial alliance come and pray for military, pray for the schools, pray for the town, and it is just such a blessing to be able to live in a town that supports that.
That's great. That's
yeah,
great.
just wanted to say that that is one of my blessings as the mayor of Bullard.
All right, and on that note, thank you so much, Mayor Shirley Coe of the City of Bullard, for coming on our program. I know it was your first time doing something like this, and it was
Yes.
my first time hosting this show live, and I think it went pretty well.
Yeah.
I think it went pretty well.
Think so.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
So thank you so much for doing this interview, and
You're welcome.
we'll talk to you later.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
Well, with that, why don't we go ahead? We do have a little bit of time left. Why don't we actually go ahead and step into the time machine, and we're going to take a look at a story that we did or actually that our news director or manager, Joe Terrell, he did a story. He used to do this series called "Does It Work?" where he would test like as seen on TV products, and there's a lot of them in our archive, and this one's pretty fun. It's about the blender ball. Let's go ahead and step into the time machine and check it out.
The blender bottle at first glance looks like any sports drink bottle. But there's a secret inside.
You know, you can probably tell I don't do a lot of protein shakes and things like that. Can you? But I thought this was interesting. Let's take a look at this thing.
Nice sturdy lid and
Ah,
this stainless steel ball designed to be a whisk.
stainless steel wire whisk.
The idea is you pour in your stuff and let the whisk do its magic, the blending, while you provide the power. Yeah, it's gonna be a little work, but you're drinking a protein shake, right? And it's perfect if you're on the go or you want to save money you would spend on a power blender. The blender bottle comes with the world's tiniest cookbook with recipes for salad dressings and directions for making a scrambled egg omelet using this gadget.
Oh, you can do eggs in there.
It's BPA free, which is good, but we'll rinse it anyway.
I guess I need some kind of protein thing or something. Oh, okay. And you take from this, you put milk in these. All right, here we go. Look at this milk. Look at this milk. This milk's from Yantis.
Who knew Yantis had a pop-in milk delivery service?
Look at this guy. He is buff. J. Rob, whey protein.
No way.
Yes, whey.
Good seal. And you can hear that blender ball inside, and you can see the powder getting mixed in. Little taste? Let's just remember we're judging the blending ability, and we'll leave it at that.
It's RBGH free. That's good to know. So I'll still be able to play pro football.
Over at the sink, you can see on my hands a few chunks, but I think it blended very well, and cleanup was very easy. The blender ball is stainless steel, and the bottle is dishwasher safe. We love it. Does it work? We give it a yes.
All right. Well, I was conversing with the mayor of Bullard, and I was saying I think that product specifically, or at least the technology in that product, did end up becoming widespread. I feel like I see a lot of people who drink protein shakes and whatnot. They have bottles like that with a little metal ball in it. So, Joe was in fact correct with his assessment. All right, well, your time is just about to be 11 p.m. It's getting late, so I think we're all about to head to bed now. But thank you so much for tuning in to East Texas Tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow. Kylie Neal will have another guest here to talk with you, and we'll get to learn about somebody else in our community. Until then, good night. There we go.